Hi, my name is Chris Mellick, and I'm a realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Today, I'm going to be talking about why buying an old home can be a deceptively bad decision. Now, I've talked about the reasons why you shouldn't buy a fixer-upper and why you should focus on homes built in the 1980s or newer. This video is really just to give people another reason to be wary when looking at old homes. And the reason is that you could end up spending a considerable amount of money on repairs that make very little difference to the value of the home. And this is what I mean. Older homes are expected to not be perfect. So for the most part, buyers are just looking to see if things look nice and are functional. But as soon as something is broken, that potential buyer is calculating how much it'll cost to fix. And with older homes, those costs can add up really quickly. For example, let's say you buy a 100-year-old home and everything functions, and it looks pretty good. It's got fresh paint and nice trim. But then after a few years, you start to develop leaks in the 60-year-old corroded copper plumbing lines. And when a plumber looks at them, they mention that all of the plumbing in the home is probably in a similar condition and will need to be replaced. And if the plumbing doesn't have good access, drywall, or even worse, lath and plaster, may need to be ripped apart and then repaired. Now, at the end of the day, it could cost you in the tens of thousands of dollars. And if you were to sell the home and especially mention that it had this work done, people would think it's nice, but would really just care that it functions. They wouldn't be valuing the home at the extra tens of thousands of dollars that you had spent on the work. Maybe you'll get a couple of extra $1,000, best case scenario. And this can be true for the electrical system, the heating system, the windows, and the structure. It can get very expensive. I've heard stories where after a couple of years, owners try to sell their home for about $100,000 more than they bought it for, even in a stagnant market. And because of that, buyers balk at them. And then I hear that the sellers are really just trying to break even because they've faced so many unexpected repairs. And if the market hasn't increased over that time, they won't get that premium and they'll end up selling at a loss because it was functional when they bought it and now it's still functional when they sell it. So most buyers just don't see the difference. That's generally how people see things, especially when they're buried in walls and they can't physically see it or see the real value. Whereas I've had a number of clients buy relatively new homes where they only effectively have changed light bulbs over 5 years. So any increase in price is straight profit. And if you're thinking about buying a home in Halifax, feel free to contact me. My contact information is in the description.